Well, I was very happy today that it was released, both Q being named first team All-ACC, very well deserved after 2 years in a row being second team. I'm sure he had to be unanimous on that team. And Reggie Perry making the all-freshman team was very well deserved. He had an outstanding freshman campaign in the regular season, and excited for both those kids. And I was looking at some of the stats. Abdul finished second in conference games and block shots in our conference. Reggie Perry finished, I believe, third in rebounding in conference games. Q obviously finished first in conference games in scoring. Lamar was, I think, third in steals and seventh in assists, or sixth in assists, somewhere like this. We had some guys that, did some really good things statistically as well. Questions?
Just from a momentum standpoint, how big was it to get that win on Saturday to push you into this week?
Real big. We needed it for a lot of reasons, coming off 2 losses against really good teams on the road. Having some momentum now. We've won 6 of our last 8 games. So there's momentum, and our guys have had 2 good practices the last 2 days, so that's been positive, and we've got 1 more tomorrow before we play 8:30 against either Vanderbilt or Texas A&M on Thursday.
How difficult is it to scout an opponent that you really don't know for sure who it's going to be? I know you just played at A&M, so that'd probably be the easier one to scout anyway.
You know what we did, and what I would do in this situation is that today we worked on like we're playing Vanderbilt. And then tomorrow we'll be working on Texas A&M, who we're more familiar with because we just played them, as you pointed out. And then that way, on the day of the game, because we're not going to do anything at 11 o'clock at night when that game finally is decided between those 2 teams, we'll have a shoot-around where we'll go through their stuff again. So they'll be familiarized, whoever it is between those 2 teams, a little bit more because of what we did today and what we're doing tomorrow.
You've coached a lot of freshmen that have contributed a lot, even started like Reggie this year. How much of a difference do you see with them playing this long of a season compared to their high school seasons? Do you see it wearing on them mentally or physically, or what do you see from that?
You know what? I think that both he and Robert, are exceptional freshmen, and mentally especially, not just physically. They're really bright, articulate, mature, and great families, obviously. So they've handled it exceptional. I think it can happen to players, no question, that are in there. But, we have so much to play for. This is the funnest time of year. This is, I was thinking today, this is my favorite time of year, no offense to Christmas. I love Christmas. It's close. But this is my favorite time of year. When you're participating in this time of year, it's pretty special. And especially with all the work these guys have put in, all the sweat, everything they've done. It's fun right now. Our guys are playing good, and I'm excited for them. We had a great practice today. I always feel good when you're coming out of a good practice.
I think Coach Williams asked you this in postgame on Saturday on the radio, but would it be with Eric? Could you possibly consider inserting him back in the starting lineup and give you 5 guys with instant offense there, kind of like he asked you?
We won't do that, but could easily do it. And his minutes definitely are going to increase based on how he produced the other day. So we got to get him and keep those guys rested, which is good.
Okay. Kind of on topic but off topic. Asking about DJ Stewart. I know he redshirted this year. What have you? He probably doesn't practice with y'all because he's not playing as far as game plan stuff. But what have you seen from DJ in practice?
Actually, he practiced every day for game plan stuff because of our numbers until his foot. He's actually had a stress reaction in his foot that has kept him out of practice. It kept him out for about 2 or 3 weeks. He tried to come back, and all of a sudden it kind of reacted, maybe coming back a little too soon. So he's been out the last week and a half. But he's getting better. His feet, DJ Stewart, are the flattest feet I've ever seen in my life. I thought mine were flat. These things are like the example of unbelievably flat feet. I mean, it's incredible. And he wasn't wearing his supporters. You know, he had lost them, the orthotics that had been made for him in the summer. And that was miscommunicated. Somehow, when they were doing something in the locker room, someone threw them away. So he just wasn't wearing them. And eventually it started to affect him. But I am incredibly excited about DJ Stewart. I mean, and it's not like having, you know, a guy coming in, you know, having that year, the luxury of being a redshirt, I mean, like, it's going to help him so much and help this program so much, because now he's coming back with 4 years of eligibility, and he's really going to be a good player. I mean, I'm very, very excited about DJ Stewart. You know, athletic, shoots it, really good defender, excellent rebounder, great kid, coachable as can be. I mean, it's all positive.
Was there a temptation to play him this year?
There was. And I was telling him, I remember going up the stairs up towards, you know, the other end of the hump from the floor, that, you know, we found out Nick was going to be okay after that knee issue at Alabama. I was like, you know, there's 13 games left. You know, he can't play, but it's his season ending. You know, I'm you know, considering taking you out the red shirt. And it was tough because, you know, you don't want to do that. But, you know, Nick was able to come back, so we didn't do it at that time.
2 questions. Speaking of Nick, I'm assuming he's not available for the SEC tournament.
Stand by the original statement.
And secondly, I asked Reggie the same question. I know you want to take it one game at a time, but you know, they both said, Reggie and Robert said, anything can happen in the SEC tournament. Along those lines, if you do get past that first game, you got Tennessee in the next one. How big of an opportunity would that be to, you know, avenge what they did to you guys last time and pick up a really big victory?
It would be great, but I would never discuss, you know, that. Your preface was exactly right. Never look ahead. I'm only concerned about one thing, trying to get to that opportunity of playing the double bye in our bracket, which is Tennessee, who, you know, is an incredible team. So that would be great. But, you know, Vanderbilt has had the one kid, Ryan, out the last 3 games. I think he's supposed to be coming back, which really helps him because it adds a really good shooter, you know, who's a transfer from Notre Dame, I believe. And they're playing in Nashville. You know, A&M, you know, is obviously got talent. I was just watching that game of ours right now before I came down here. I mean, you know, the game was a 2-point game with, like, you know, 3 minutes to go in the first half. All of a sudden, you know, Tyson hits a shot, and boom, we got on a great spurt there the last few minutes of the half to get a 12-point lead. I think Tyson hit 3 threes to help, you know, stretch it, because we had Q on the bench and Reggie on the bench at that time, and you know, that group in there really did a nice job. But you know, anything can happen. That's the most important thing. Yes, anything can happen, and we got to take care of our business one game at a time. I know it's boring, but it's real. That's how you do it.
As far as the rotation goes, you know, only 7 guys in the rotation right now. Possibility of playing 4 games in 4 days, and then you go into the tournament where you're playing every other day. As the coach, how does that work for you? Do you have to change the way you're managing everybody's minutes?
You know, Keyshawn's there, and Keyshawn, you know, is always ready. I mean, we've been, you know, playing those 7 guys. Obviously, he's played a few minutes here and there, but he'll be ready. Same thing with E.J. Datcher. And it's just one game at a time. And if our players are blessed enough to get to 4 games in 4 days, I'm sure that they'll find it within them to find a way, because that'd be pretty exciting.
Kind of for both of you guys, this is a new experience for both of y'all playing in the SEC tournament. What have the older guys kind of talked to you about it a little bit, kind of get you prepared, or what's your feelings about playing in it?
You got to lead off, Rob.
First, I would like to thank God for this opportunity. But, yes, they have prepared us. They've, you know, basically just saying that anybody can get beat on any given night. So we just have to be prepared for whatever comes our way. Just be prepared for any team.
Anything to add, Reg?
Yeah, I just feel like we got to go out there and play our hardest, because we know at any time it's a one-and-done game. And we don't want to go home. We want to make it to Sunday and win on Sunday.
Again, Mary Catherine's got the microphone for the players. Go ahead and get it to Joel.
Reggie, you getting named to the all-freshman team today. Just talk about this year and your growth. And I know around midseason, getting into that starting role and things. Just what was what's this year been like for you, to just the learning curve, and maybe what's some moments that stood out to you that helped you develop into the player that's counted on so much now?
I mean, this year has been pretty good. It's had a lot of ups and downs in it, but my teammates continue to encourage me. I got better. I worked hard throughout the year, and it's just a blessing to be named all-freshman team.
Okay, get it to Brian here in the front.
Robert, with a team playing more of the 7-man rotation right now and about to be playing, games every day, how important is it for you to, when you come in, you've got to give, even more minutes than you've been getting recently, because the starters are going to need some time off in this tournament format?
My bad. What was the question? My bad. I missed it.
Like, how important is it for you when you're in to give that positive impact, because you may have to play a lot more minutes trying to keep the starters fresh?
It's very important. I know that the starters, they've gone through a lot of wear and tear during the season, so sometimes it just takes the extra boost to give them that extra push to push through the game or make an extra play.
This is for both of y'all again. I know you both played AAU ball, and that can be a grind in itself. But as far as the season, I guess this season's a little bit longer than what y'all expected to, saw in high school, and from just a month standpoint to a game standpoint. But can you feel the difference in a long season from a mental or physical standpoint, and how do you adjust with it, or does it bother you at all?
We'll start with Reggie.
Yeah, it's a big difference between AAU and college basketball, because you're practicing every day. You have to live on top of going to class at the same time. So it's a really big difference. But we just try to take care of our bodies the right way, getting massages, getting cryotherapy, and just stay lifting weights and stuff like that. But it's been a big difference.
Just making this transition was totally different, even during the summer, the workouts. So it kind of prepared us to what we were getting ourselves into, just the mental aspect. So coming into this part of the season, we were mentally prepared, but our bodies are definitely going through it. But, the mind has to be stronger at this point in time. It's just the will to win.
Reggie, you guys both mentioned that, anything can happen in any given game in the SEC tournament. I know you want to take it one game at a time, but say you guys get past that first game, you got Tennessee waiting for you in the next one. How big of an opportunity would that be to, possibly beat Tennessee, especially given what happened last time you guys played them?
Yeah, of course we want to worry about the first game at first, but then when we get past them, we're all looking forward to that opportunity, because we know that they got us really good at their place, and we want a second chance against them. We all feel like we can beat them.
Reggie, how important is it to have a coach like Coach Hallen, who's been in the postseason so many times and has that experience of, I understand how to get through the tournament play?
It's a good, I guess it's a good thing to have on your side, a good coach like that, because we know that he can take us there where we want to be. He's been to 3 or 4 Final Fours, and we know that's where we want to be, and we know we just trust him and keep playing for him, and that's about it.